Hello and welcome to Dario's Comic School, and today we will look at the 8-page comic called Space Opera, and I will show you around. Let's see, color test, Tapastic. I think this is good enough. So as you can see, these are 7 pages. It's not even 8 pages. Okay, it's 7-page comic, 7 pages of a comic, and it's the year 2013, 2014, and I wanted to how not to start out. As you can see, I'm making a series of videos, and it's how not to start with the big graphic novel that will burn you out, and then to start out with some one-page comics. As you can see, you draw just one page. Check out my previous videos. And from one-page comics, you go to kind of 4-page comics and a bit longer, and you try a bunch of stuff. As you can see, I'm opening up a few tabs and not really that great stuff, but I'm trying stuff. I'm getting used to producing pages, to honing my skills, to getting in the reps and the sets. And as you can see, some of the styles come again and again. And the Scarface banana style, as you can see here, translates then into my space opera. But before I show you around, I will give you a bit of the context, and we'll check out also the scans, because it's important for you to understand how to tackle the situation where you want to make comics. So let's see what I got here. So it was the 29th January of 2014, and I'm doing daily comics, and I'm getting more ideas than I have time to. And I get one, the space opera, and one, the barbarian adventure. This one turns into my ongoing web series, and definitely a door opener to a lot of popularity. As you can see, 5.9k views, and this is just on this platform. So it gained a lot of praise in 2014, but you can see that I'm not yet there. It's maybe a cool web comic, and I'm doing pages, I'm getting the reps and sets in. And then the other one is the Space Princess, and I guess I was watching Flash Gordon at that time, and it's about a nerd girl, and she has long red hair and wears almost nothing, and she has a robot, and there's a big war and big ships. And as you can see here, I'm laying out everything that will go. This is pretty much the beginning of the story. It's a princess. She has a robot. The robot's called Bob. They crash land on the planet of the evil guy, which is this guy. She's there to save the prince, but then I don't know. Somehow, Death Ray, she defeats the evil guy, and yeah, we'll see what that's all about. And then here, as you can see, these are my layouts. It's the 1st of February, and this is what I'm kind of writing. This is how I write. The ship gets hit. The robot says, "We're hit, princess. We're losing altitude." Then keep the course, Bob. There it is. And then the evil fortress number 9 of the legendary Zorg. We're going down. And then the bad guy's henchman finds the ship but doesn't find the princess. And yeah, well, I just show you a few of this. You can check it out. Pretty much everything laid out on these panels. Very, very, very sketchy, like very loose. But we have here definitely a bigger panel. Here something happens which only I know what it is, and then it's kind of over. And then the princess kind of stops the evil machine and the bad guy gets slain by its own. Yeah, you can see it. I don't want to explain it too much, but as you can see, I'm drawing on paper stuff, which is very important. Like it starts all here. I don't know. Here I'm searching for story beats, and I can see already what I got here. So these are the concepts. What is this? Then here we got the pencils. Okay. Oh, I guess I had a Wacom Graphire number, I don't know, A5, like a very small one for 70 euros. And I'm drawing on this. Okay, this is 7 pages of a comic, but it's okay. And this is the color test. As you can see, I'm putting in colors, drawing in different colors. As you can see, I'm searching for the costume of the heroine, and yeah, trying out a bunch of stuff. No idea what I'm doing here, okay? And work in progress. As you can see, I'm having fun. Here in my Photoshop, I have different pages, and there's only, I would say, draw is something like the ink lines. Then underneath the ink lines is the color, and then I don't know what layer 3 is. And up until this day, I kind of work that way. Like number 1 is the inks, number 2 is the flats, and that's all I need. And so here I'm documenting Tom Cruise in decay. Like, look what I'm listening to, and as you can see, I'm painting up this stuff. What am I doing here? And yeah, as you can see, the page is open. I'm working on, and for me, this was a really cool experience. And now let's go into the thing. Um, this is the first page, and as I go along, the pages get better. So let me show you again. Or already the second page looks much better than the first one. The third page, not very clear, no panel borders, you don't know where stuff starts and ends, very crammy, but this page looks very cool. Like, as you can see, like in the Scarface banana, I kind of stole this one. No clear anatomy at all, just gestures, poses, and story beats. And but this story is very near and dear to my heart. So if you want to go check it out, I should also recommend, like, if you want to buy or fund the Indiegogo campaign, here it is, link down below. If you want to check out my Patreon, link down below. If you want to check out some of my products, comics or game, check it down below. And let's get into this. So as you can see, it gets better and better with each page. And that is the idea here. It gets better and better by you doing the thing. And it's not how long do you draw, or how good or something, or how long do you play the guitar, or how long. Doesn't matter. What matters is how much repetitions you've put in, not the time. Like, it's just repetitions and learning and growing. It's like building a muscle. And let's start at the beginning. So how much? Okay, we're at the 9-minute mark. So this is the page, the first page. Pretty simple, doesn't look that good, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No panel borders. We don't know where we start, where it ends, but that's just what I was doing here. I think I improved with time. Let's zoom in a bit. So we have a spaceship. As you can see, the colors are very rudimentary, but at least I have pencil stuff or inked stuff digitally. As you can see, these black lines, and then I put some color underneath that. I would do it differently, but you can see, like, a planet, some mountains in this, and the eye line goes from here to here. Then we see the robot Bob, we're hit princess, losing altitude. But the cool thing is like that the colors are kept pretty simple, like 3 colors for the robot. That's it. And also these colors kinda go into the spaceship. Losing altitude, high, low, altitude meter. Keep the course, Bob. And as you can see, like, I don't know, pretty rough drawing of a princess, but what I love is like um her how do you call this, bracelets or bracers, or I don't know, like beautifully made, like the gold trimmings, the silver, just 2 colors, and the skin is basic 1 color and nothing added there. The smoke has a darker and a lighter tone, and that's it. I mean, not that I want to say that's good, but there we can start it, and then there it is. She built Bob, and then but it's a bit of storytelling like involved, like ships burning, they're going down. Bob the robot is steering the ship. She behind him. We see the inside of the ship, like pretty cool already, like the gun in her hand, and then they're going down. Zork's legendary evil fortress number 9. And as you can see, a lot of planets, evil fortress, um, a big cannon, ships in the air, and they're going down. Okay, then page 2. Already a bit more refined. No panel borders, which makes it hard to read where we are. But as you can see, like we have some colors here, and these colors flow into this panel, and then we go here, and here a new color is introduced, and that color is kinda flows into the page. So keep that in mind. So it's a good use of color. So they crash land. Here we have henchman and his prime henchman, his right hand henchman, which looks just evil. I found the wreck. Seems no one survived. So excellent. So we see from behind the evil guy. Then he turns around. I think I stole this one from Flash Gordon. I fear dear prince. Well, he's talking to the prince, which looks like Captain Kirk, and we don't know where he is, but he is tied up. And then beep, he presses the button, classic hand, like very Ren and Stimpy-esque. As you can see, just 2 colors, like a lighter one, a darker one, a lighter one, a darker one, light, dark, light, dark. And it's done. And that's how you give the thing a bit of depth. And then the prince gets, I don't know what this is, but it looks like acid or something like this. The princess had her own little barbecue, and there you have it, like a bit of a joke because she's burning up here, and excellent. I fear, my dear prince, the princess had her own little barbecue. And here we see the death ray. We have no idea what's going on here, but the evil guy already laughing, and we as the reader don't know what's going on. So this is the page, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 panels, a bit long, but let me zoom in. So no panel borders, but again, I won't tell it again. So we have here some of the henchmen, and they're red, and just taking up a few colors. You can see here these points here seem to be like the light hitting. Then this creature or whatever it is, this guard, looks into this way, and it looks pretty cool, like pretty cool shape, pretty cool design. Just one eye, just this color here, and a bit of the red. Just clones, Bob. Just clones. Aye, aye, princess. And so Bob shoots these clones. So she legitimizes killing them, and so the clone gets shot up, as you can see. Bob also hits this light up here, and yeah, I don't want to say it's great, but it's kind of fun. It's cool. Everybody could do stuff like this, and then they run in here, and as you can see, like minimal colors. It's pretty dark here, but I'm reusing what I have, trying to get the perspective right. Them running, and then the shut up clone lies here, and another clone runs to that and calls Simon number 10. And looks kind of cool, just silhouettes. Simon number 1, and here you can see like shut up and yeah, and a silhouette, and why couldn't we have lived in a different time? And he grabs him and he holds him while he bleeds to death. Where you could have made fusilli art and I could have followed my passion and become a slave dealer. Again, me trying to be funny, but I don't know. I think it's half decent. And then look at this page. Already page 3, much better. You see what I'm getting to, like you doing comics, doing pages, doing panels, trying out different mediums digitally or traditionally, and you will get better. That's what it's needed. Just following through the process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 panels. Man, that's much. So they come in here blazing, guns blazing, Bob and the princess, and here the evil guy calls princess, and then here henchman, and I think it looks cool. Like again, if you want to check out this comic, check out the link down below to the tapas. It's too late. The prince can't be saved, and then she says, "I'm not here for to save the prince." Pretty cool. But something in the background. She's here. Here, a couple of fellows in the background, some machinery in the foreground. Who knows what this is, but it's still a background. And then these two, this is like one panel, and both say, no, not. And this guy is already melting, and then the henchman, and then someone calls out, Barbarella. This thing, I don't know what it is. And she calls Gork, and they meet each other and they kiss. Pretty cool stuff. And then the evil guy says, "Son, what does this mean?" And here, this is cool. Like you have like a background, strange background. You have the evil guy. Then in front of that, like in the midground, you have his right hand henchman, and in the front, like you get some depth to this panel. You have a common henchman, like a stormtrooper. And then Gork turns to his father and says, "I love her father, and I don't want to take over the family business." Pretty funny. All I want to do is making love and comics. That's a pretty bold statement. And the evil guy grabs his heart. I think his heart should have been here, but you get the idea. Um, check out the page. Already a bit more refined, a bit better. As you can see, with volume definitely um, comes definitely skill. Like it gets better. Some cool stuff we can see in a second. But yeah, son, I can help you become one of us again. And yeah, father, I've seen the awesomeness of Michael Garibaldi from Babylon 5. Check out the TV show if you haven't seen it. And tasted royal boobies. Well, this is a good thing to do. There is no going back. So Gork, his son, has tasted royal boobies, and there is no going back to being evil. I think that is a good thing. And the father then says, "Then you shall perish." And this is good because storytelling wise, like you have midground, background, a bit of the foreground, then you have here background, some dust or smoke, he holding his hand. I think I was taking my own hand as reference, and this was something I'm wearing all the time. This T-shirt, and then you shall perish. And he goes like we have a mid panel or close to a wide panel. Like we're mixing it up. We're really focusing on being very cinematic. The evil guy going to his world-destroying machine, keeping the colors very basic, very simple. A bit of green here, a bit of green in Gork's eyes, a bit of green on the death ray. And then Bob says, he's starting the death ray. Background, midground, foreground. Would have been good if she overlaps him a bit, but that's also fine. would have increased the field of depth. And as you can see, Bob just two colors, like he has this purple, and then with this greenish, like some lights from the side, and then Barbella, as you can see, pretty basic face. I mean, you know what it means, but it's not pretty, but it's cool. And then she runs past the prince, which is eaten by the acid and barracudas, and she saves. I'm pretty proud of this motion. Like, look at this, beautiful, how she runs. We must stop him. And then Gork fights the henchman, and Bob fights the henchman. As you can see, background, midground, foreground. Some of the henchmen get torn into pieces. This henchman tries to punch Bob in the guts or balls, and here the evil guy. Check out the colors, like green, green, more green, more green and yellow, and then these bad guys. I think I stole these panels from maybe Flash Gordon, or was heavily inspired, but pretty cool. Look at this panel we see from above. Pupils would have been cool, but well. And he grabs this gun and he steers it up to this planet, and well, he probably is gonna shoot it. And then look at this, page 6, and a lot of green and red and same colors. But check this out, what's now happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 panels. Man, this is Mike Mignola style. So the princess jumps to the rocket or to the cannon. We see her close. Then we see a pretty wide. We see how big the cannon is, like really, really big. Check this out, like kind of great page. Like I'm kind of impressed by my 2014 guy, and the pose is beautiful. Look how she's leaning on here, and this gun ready to be used. So she's contemplating what she's doing. She's calculating something in her mind while the gun is charging up. And the evil guy says, "Oh no, she's using the ancient forbidden power of mathematics." Yeah, like we're closing in on him. And yeah, pretty weird his face here, but I think it was important to kind of say this mathematics without I don't know, without completely covering up in a word balloon. So strange panel, but also cool. And then he says, "We underestimated the power of the tiny female brain." And he hides behind his right hand henchman, and she's reaching an end to her calculus. And as you can see, she spreads and her imposing hair, and she gets her hand here, and all she does is boink, like just a small tiny thing, and she says, "Focus, focus," and she hits the rocket at the right spot, and it just cracks. Beautiful panel, McCrack. And this is what happens. This is the page. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 panels on the 7th page. It's not even an 8-page comic. I'm sorry, but this is what happened. And look at this. Like, not too great, but beautifully drawn, like three-dimensional. This has an inside, and she goes into the Spider-Man position, and this rocket just splits in half, debris falling over, this guy screaming, "No!" Cool face, cool colors. The color changes to be very dramatic. She runs off, beautifully drawn, and this falls over, debris everywhere. Like, I had tons of fun drawing this. It's important. Keep yourself the fun. And then he screams, "No!" We see a water panel, and then we don't see the impact, but he gets impaled by the rocket, and a bit like Rick and Morty panel, and then stuff falling apart. Again, I stole this from Flash Gordon the movie, which is a great movie, and then Bob cheers on as um, the princess hops into the lab and into the arms of Gork. And I would say they live happily ever after. And this is the end. The bad guy impaled on his machine, and day three, the three walk out into the future or into the sunset. They ride into the sunset. I had fun. Is it the best comic I ever created? No, but I had tons of fun. This comic for me had tons of heart. I had definitely fun drawing it, coloring it, and doing a comic from page 1 to page 7 and telling a story in a cool way as good as I could, and then finishing it and then also promoting it. I was posting it on Facebook, and I wanted to animate people to sign up to my Patreon. And yeah, so I hope you learned a bit. If you want to read it, check out the space opera on Tapas, where you can read it in all, how do you say, with gusto. And I will say see ya. The next video would be how to make a 22-page comic. Well, we'll see if we do that, but let me know if you want to know how to make a 22-page comic. And yeah, we'll see us. See ya.